What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lethal Lev back today with the top 5 builds video for 2K21. Now, if you've been living under a rock, the Prelude has just dropped today for PS4 and Xbox One. I know it's hard to tell because it's literally copy and pasted from last year. It's been a major disappointment, but that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about the top 5 builds, in my opinion, based on the information we've gotten from Mike Wang and the developers. And would 2K ever lie to us? Of course 2K would lie to us, man. It's a rhetorical question. They have in the past. Ryan 2K. But like I was saying, this first build is going to be a perimeter lockdown. Now, if you remember perimeter lockdowns from last year and rebounding wings, they were pretty OP. The defense was crazy. They could shoot, they could drive to the paint, they could dunk, and they could rebound. So a lot of the times, instead of a traditional, guard and center lineup, people would run, a guard and a small forward, because you ran a rebounding wing or a perimeter lock, and they would be able to clamp up opposing guards and centers. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna want to pick the red and the green pie chart because you want to be able to shoot, space the floor, sit in the corner, whether it's on 3s or 2s. And you're going to want to be able to play great defense. So me personally, I make my build a little bit different. For one, I want to have at least 3 playmaking badges because you want that gold quick first step. I make them 6-7, but that gold quick first step is a very underrated badge because you don't have to be able to speed boost to move quickly off the first step. So a lot of times when people are going to be closing out on you, recovering from a drive and kick situation, you're gonna be able to run right past people with that quick first step. Now, wingspan has always been, a controversial topic in 2K. I'm never one to make my guy with turtle arms. I don't believe in turtle arms. I think if you want a two-way player, you're gonna want to have arms that can play defense. If you don't have arms that can play defense, you're not going to stop anybody. So it's great, if you don't give the ball up, but if you're playing with a guard with turtle arms, good luck getting a block, good luck getting a steal. And a perimeter lock, you want to be able to have steals and blocks. You see, I clamp up Giannis the whole way down the court. It's very easy to play defense when you have Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame badges like that. So that's going to be the number 5 build. The fourth best build, in my opinion, is going to be the glass cleaning lockdown build. Now, why is this number 4? One, I personally am more of a guard player, so I'm less, prone to put center builds at the top of my list. This is the most popular center build you're gonna see. 2K20, every single street, every single court, you saw a glass lock. Every center was pretty much a glass lock. The only thing was, last year the glass locks could shoot. Based off of the information we've gotten so far from Mike Wang, a 65 3 ball, a 63 ball isn't going to cut it anymore. You're going to need to have a build that specializes in shooting if you're going to want to be able to shoot. So with that in mind, I don't really invest much in the shooting for this glass lock build because I want to be able to do 2 things really well: play defense and rebound. Finishing is also a plus, but finishing in general on 2K is inconsistent with the way Intimidator was last year. You could miss wide open layups and you could make contested layups. It was hit or miss. So the glass lock build, that's how I make mine. I want to make it about 7 foot, 7'1". I don't want it to be super slow, but I also want to have enough strength to where I can defend post scorers, paint beasts, anyone else from pushing me underneath the basket, just in case one of them weirdos hops on the spot and just posts up the whole game and tries to no-skill the hell out of me. So like I said, I made them 7'1" or 7 foot. Doesn't really matter. I think wingspan is more important than height, especially if you have badges. That's my personal opinion. I've seen it tested. I've seen players that have 6'8" turtle arms and they've played terrible versus players that were 6'6" with long arms and they played absolutely great. So I understand that the higher you get, the taller you make your player, the wingspan automatically goes up, but I would rather just make my wingspan all the way up anyways. So I put my weight up a little bit. That way my strength goes up. I'm not too worried about the speed on my center. I think a 60 speed is enough, especially to get back and you know, screen and roll situations. I think it's fast enough to get back to guard the roll. But you can go glass cleaner, rim protector, doesn't really matter. It's all personal preference. It's just a very solid build. You can shoot the midi a little bit.
Put back balls.
And here are the badges. So these are the finishing badges I would recommend for a glass cleaner. Obviously, if you're going to be setting screens and rolling to the basket, you're going to want pick and roller. Back down punisher, you know, for mismatches. If there's ever a switch, you could just back people down. Drop stepper, it's all interchangeable. It's just based off of how you play. Shooting, I like to have catch and shoot, just in case I pick and pop to the mid-range. Playmaking, you want unpluckable, just to, you know, help against the spammers and the, you know, kids that won't get off the X button. And then you're going to have 30 defensive badges. So you're going to have, you know, brick wall, box, clamps, intimidator, pogo stick, rim protector, all the best badges you're going to be able to have on this build. So you're going to be able to clamp up anyone, at least any center. You're not going to have good lat, but you're going to be able to clamp up all the big men. And that's what a glass cleaner is there for. A very good complementary build that allows the guards to shine. That's what a good glass cleaner does. Set big screens like that and green up and go for the rebound. That's all you got to do. Not the most flashiest build, but one of the most effective builds. Now, the third best build in 2K21 is going to be a popular build from last year, the Playmaking Shot Creator, which has received a slight buff based off of the pie charts and what we've been seeing. So obviously I like to make it to where, you know, I'm still fast, but I also have a little bit of vertical. Make sure you have your finishing all the way up, at least for driving and shot close. Use your 3-ball, put it all the way up. You want to have, you know, 24 shooting badges is pretty solid this year, especially for shooting builds. Now that quick draw isn't in the game anymore, it's not a badge in the game, and it's just you can do it with the actual jump shot creator. Playmaking, you 18, 19, 20 playmaking is good enough. You can get all the gold and Hall of Fame badges that you need to be an effective scorer. And defense, that's why you make them 6'4", because you're not going to be able to invest heavily in defense as a, you know, offensive build, but you want to have 6'4", 6'5" height to kind of counteract that, and so you can still play defense no matter what. I know a lot of people are tempted to make, you know, 6'2" turtle arm play shots with 99 3-ball and 99 speed and 99 mid-range, but I would advise against that, because if you give the ball up, you're not going to be able to guard the 6'8" demigod point guards that Dame Lillard got into the game this year. So it's all about how you play. If you want to be an offensive only player, by all means make them 6'2", run around screens, and pray to God that the ball goes in every single time. But if you're like me and you want to be able to play both sides of the ball, then make them 6'4", 6'5", sacrifice a little bit of shooting, but keep that 86 ball control, and make the wingspan a little bit higher than it normally is, because you want to be able to get steals, blocks, and contests on people's shots. Now the thing with play shots is, the reason why they're so effective is because they can shoot from very far and green from very far. So no matter what, your opponent has to play up on you. So if you can get around them, you should be able to get easy layups and dunks, depending on how good your finishing is. So we'll have to wait and see what the driving dunk caps are for certain dunk packages. There's always effective dunk packages in the game. Westbrook comes to mind as a really good dunk package that was in 2K20. Takeover, I always like to go with Playmaker. You can choose Playmaker or Spot Up or whatever you want. I usually always go Playmaker just because of the boost, and it helps your stamina. Badges, I mean, the badges are going to be pretty similar. Contact finisher, you can spread out the badges. You're not going to have many finishing badges, so you're going to want to have uncontested layups and dunks. Hall of Fame, range extender, Deadeye, those are some of the most important. Unfortunately for this build, you only get gold playmaking, which is different for the builds that I'm going to be showing at the 2 and 1 spots. And that's why this build isn't rated as high, is because the playmaking only goes to gold, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. You just got to live with it. 6 defense.
KD and Kyrie, the Clips bringing in Paul George and Kawhi to Los Angeles. If you can build a pile of assets.
And the second build on the list, yes, the second build, best build in my opinion, is a new build somewhat for 2K21, the Pure Playmaker 6'7" Demigod. You can get this guy up to like about 94 speed with the Gym Rat and the +4 boost at 99, and you can get, you know, your driving dunk high enough to get the good dunk packages. You're shooting good enough to 75 3-ball to where you're going to be able to shoot based off of what Mike Wang has told us. And you're going to be able to speed boost and have enough badges to go around. A very good all-around build at 6'7". Defensive badges aren't going to matter as much because you're just going to be taller than most of your opponents, and you're going to be able to play defense in the paint. So on drives, you're going to be able to chase people down and just have good contests on all shots. So you're not going to need as many badges as, say, if you made them 6'2" or 6'3". Height has always been one of the biggest advantages in 2K. That's why the Demigod glitch from years past, 2K15, players weren't making them 6'5", players were making them 7 foot. So a 6'7" playmaker this year, it might be the best build in the game depending on the shooting. If the shooting's like last year with the no meter, then the build at number 1 will continue to be the best build. But if you're going to need a 75 3-ball to shoot consistently, then I would say this might be the best guard build in the entire game as far as being able to do everything. You can drive, you can finish, you can play make. It's good for the park, the rec, the pro-am. I always, like I said, make your way all the way down to increase that speed and excel. Strength doesn't really matter on guards because you're not going to be posting, you're not going to be defending the post anyways. So make them minimum weight. Wingspan, I like to bring it up a little bit, but as always, it's going to really be determined if there's going to be shooting thresholds this year. If you got to hit that 75 threshold, then you would have to bring your wingspan down. If you don't, then bring your wingspan up. We just got to see how the shooting is without the meter this year. The shooting that I've tested has already been pretty broken, especially with the analog. I don't know how anyone's going to use that with the little off to the side. You can't aim it right. I don't get what 2K was trying to do. It's a pretty questionable decision on their part. Goes back to the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it looks like they screwed up their game again. But hopefully they fix that and it goes good from release date. Now shooting badges, same thing. You can only get gold shooting, which is, it is what it is. You're not going to need a Hall of Fame on a playmaker. Gold shooting is going to be enough as long as you're not shooting from, half court. You're good. Range extender, Deadeye, Green Machine, all them badges, and you're going to get Hall of Fame playmaking. This is why I would put this above the play shot. Hall of Fame playmaking makes a big difference as far as handles for days, not losing all your stamina, unpluckable, not getting ripped by randomly, basically. That makes a big difference. Being able to dribble the ball for longer periods of time without running out of stamina. Especially in the park where your stamina seemingly depletes just as soon as you cross half court, you're out of stamina. Now, the last build on this list, the number 1 spot for 2K21, is actually a build that a lot of people complained about with how broken hop steps were last year. You guys should already know what I'm talking about if you played Park consistently. Now, for this build, they did nerf the two-way slashing playmaker. The reason why the two-way slashing playmaker was so good last year is because it got contact dunks as well. But this is going to be the regular slashing playmaker with the blue and the yellow playmaking pie chart. The reason why this is so good: one, you get contact dunks, so you're going to get the animations when you drive to the paint. Two, you get Hall of Fame finishing and Hall of Fame playmaking. So you're also going to get gold shooting, and you're going to have 12 badges, which is going to be enough since you don't need to worry about quick draw this year. Hall of Fame finishing makes a big difference rather than gold finishing. Excuse me. Go look at 2K Labs video. They tested this last year. You get a 15% bonus to get an animation with Hall of Fame rather than gold. 15%. And if the hop steps are anywhere like last year, they've said they've nerfed them, but we don't know. If the hop steps are like last year, this is going to be broken. The one caveat to this build that we aren't sure of yet is the shooting. Are you going to need a 75-3? If you don't, this is the best build in the game. Hands down, it's the best build. If you do, swap this one out with the pure playmaker, because the defense is going to be virtually the same. This is going to be 2 inches smaller, but it's still going to be able to play defense on a pretty solid level if you have, ability to read and react and, predict your opponent's moves. You're going to be able to shoot, score, and distribute. And the finishing on this build is going to be significantly better than the playmaker, because even when you get contested, you're going to be able to make shots. The pure playmaker, you're going to have to blow by people to score. This build, if someone's in the paint, you could just no-skill your way and press X and get a contact dunk animation. So this build might be broken at release, depending on how they, balance the paint defense. They said they fixed it. We don't know yet. And this build gets a 98 speed. So at 6'5", 98 speed at 99 overall, you're as fast as, 6 foot, 6'2" point guards. With the added height and the wingspan advantage, this build could potentially be broken and be the best build once again for 2K21. So, as always, man, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for sticking around to the end. Hit the notification bell if you're new. Screw it, if you're old, still hit the notification bell so you always know when I post or go live. I'm promising to be back with more 2K content. And let me know what build you guys are making in the comments. I know I haven't really touched upon many shooting centers. I've only spent about an hour or two on the Prelude. I'm going to test around with more shooting builds, a couple paint beast builds, a couple center builds that I haven't yet tested, and I might make an updated video before the start of 2K21. Also, you're going to want to get playmaking takeover or finishing takeover. Doesn't really matter. It all depends on how you play. And the one thing about all these builds is that they're going to be good for all the modes. These aren't just Park builds to where they're effective in Park but not good in the Rec or the Pro-Am. These builds are going to be good across all modes. You just got to switch up your badges a little bit. Obviously, if you're playing Rec, Dimer, Floor General might make more of a difference rather than having, Unpluckable or Space Creator or something like that you might use at the Park. So, thank you guys again for watching. It's been your boy Lethal. I'm signing out, y'all. Hall of Fame finishing. Peace.